The next song I'm releasing is called Grandma Was Praying. I love this song because it's just such a reminder that somehow in the middle of all the chaos that was going on in my world, I came out knowing that I needed a savior. But many people didn't. After my religious community disintegrated when my dad's convictions went public, many people lost their faith and walked away just assuming that the experience of religion and God were all wrapped up in one. Many asked a legitimate question, which is, how could I possibly put my trust in a God whose followers are sinful? I get it. For quite a while, I floundered too. I would go to church, but my preferences were the churches that closed the blinds and allowed me to just sit in the dark and cry. I was just sorry for everything. But somehow I knew that God was just as sad about the whole situation as I was. So in my mind, we were crying together. Somehow, in that season of my life, I stumbled across a church with a mission statement that said that they were there for people who had given up on church, but they hadn't given up on God. I thought that was really cool, so I went. They also closed their blinds, and so I stayed. And no one seemed to mind the mentally unstable girl who sat and just cried week after week. Somehow, during that season, my heart stilled enough that I was able to learn that God had not given up on me. It was also there that I began to sing again for the very first time in years. It was there that I began to connect on a soul level with a few people who spoke life into me. But none of that was an accident. I found out after my grandma died that she had named every one of her grandchildren in prayer every single night before bed. And I was one of those grandchildren. I remember my therapist once saying that if he was walking the journey that I was walking, that he himself would be struggling. I honestly didn't know if that was good or bad news, but I do know now that there were some loving, faithful, praying hands that were holding me up that entire time. And so this next song is for my grandma and for any other grandma out there praying in faith for a wandering loved one.